In our lives, we tend to presume that there's a lot more time coming ahead because we think, oh, I'm going to live X amount of years. So therefore, I can expect to do dot, 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 dot in that time. So today I've got enough time to do this. And then we sort of plan how long we've got, but we haven't necessarily got that time. Often to remind myself of the shortness of life, and also as a sort of mindful thing to sort of live in the moment and to bring myself back into the awareness of reality of life, as if I put my finger here and I feel the sort of eye socket in the skull and remind myself, oh, there's a skeleton. I'm in this skeleton. And when I feel that, and I feel my eye socket or the bridge of my nose, so I can remind myself, that's a skull and I'm in the skeleton, and I think I'm on this rock floating through out of space for this limited period of time. I'm one of many humans that have lived on this rock. So many, obviously, of all the others have died in the past. And then I picture all those skeletons and the people that have died and all in the past. And then I think, life is really short. You've got to approach life like if you do have big dreams of things that you really want to do, there's nothing wrong with not wanting to do that, and this doesn't make you a better person for that. But if you do have dreams like that, you have to be realistic and think, well, how much am I going to have to do in that time frame? I'm not talking about burning yourself out with all this modern nonsense that you see on social media of sleep less if you want to be a success. I mean, people have got to, you want to live your life and be happy. That I just posted the fisherman's parable on Twitter, talking about how you adjusting your life so you're living how you want to live now, instead of constantly focus on a place to get to and thinking, well, only when I get there then I can do this. Because most of the things we want to do in the now, we can do. I mean, even somebody who's very, very wealthy still can only eat one meal at a time. So our lives don't change as much as we think. And if you actually really think about what we like and enjoy in life, most of those needs are covered, regardless of level of success. I mean, eating food, whatever you're into, listening to music, hobby, going to the cinema, relationship, having sex, maybe going on a holiday or sitting in the garden in the sun. If you live in England, the sun's not great, but I'm saying, you know where I'm coming from in terms of the just general needs. So if we put that into perspective and we say, like, bring ourselves into the moment and then think of time, we've got to be realistic. If we're trying to do certain things, then we've got to think, well, I have to do a lot more of these things to get to this certain position. But at the same time, learning to live in the now and have that balance. We've got to be realistic. People are often not realistic and sort of, when you're struggling with OCD, sort of zone out, watch Netflix, lie on a back with the laptop. I did all this for a long time, just because that's the only place where you think you can be comfortable enough to just function. But the problem with that is you end up in a situation whereby you're actually just existing. Most humans do that. Most humans are just existing, regardless of OCD. Like, you're just sort of going about life in this pattern of habits. Just get up, work, Netflix, bed. Get up, work, gym, Netflix, bed. Get up, go to this, do that. And it's like, is that all you want? Or do you want more? Do you want to do different things? What do you want to do? How will you achieve those things? Okay, what will you need to fill in the time? Because you can't bank on the future being there and the number of years you need. So you've got to be realistic with the time. Now, that is directly the case for OCD recovery. If you're going, I'll read the books in a couple of weeks, I'll work on recovery and do those exposures after my college finishes. No, that's not going to happen. There's going to be something else. Okay? You are going to have to get uncomfortable. You are going to have to be realistic on what you're trying to achieve in time frame. If you really want to make 2022, and don't put a deadline on it and say, right, 2022, I'm going to recover. I don't want any anxiety anymore. I want to be completely better and I want it all over. Well, OCD is going to dig its heels in and cling on. But if you want to realistically, rationally and calmly say, okay, well, I really want to make huge improvement in 22 and hopefully recover in 2022. But if it doesn't happen, so be it. I'll keep working and I will do the best I can to recover. But I'm going to really try and put in the work now. That's a great outlook because you're going to be proactive.